Hey, what's going on, you guys? It's your girl, Pretty Sexy Daughter Brand, aka Sonic Sex, and of course, your girl is back for another review of course, Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 6, Episode 17. He want that old thing back, baby. Come on with it, y'all. What it do? Thank y'all for just, showing love, showing support, liking, commenting, sharing the videos. I see y'all pushing it, making sure your girl get out there, and I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. That means so much. But y'all, Assassin family, we finna go ahead and tap and tune in into episode 17. He want that old thing back, and baby, we finna see what's finna unfold and come about. I know it's gonna be juicy teas, baby. Juicy. Mm. Okay. So, Assassin family, we're picking up. This is our opening scene into Love and Hip Hop Miami, season 6, episode 17. Want that old thing back. That is the title. Want that old thing back. And y'all, they are giving us, of course, the catch up and the rundown of everything that's been going on so far throughout the season. And baby, as y'all know, it has been a lot. It's been a lot unfolding. It's been a lot happening in the streets of Miami, baby. But hey, it wouldn't be loving hip hop if there was not something to be caught here, there, here. But y'all, we open up and we see the beautiful city of Miami, and we open up with our girl Shay. And of course, y'all, we are just going back through some moments when Shay was in a relationship with Fabo, and just about her, you know, finding out and discovering all these things in a relationship, and just really seeing that, you know, he wasn't the person who she thought he was, and how she's just moving on and moving forward, and how it's just about, right currently her and her daughter. And honestly, it is a very beautiful thing to see, a very beautiful moment to just take in, because y'all know Shay has been going through it this season. And when I say going through it, I mean like her whole relationship with Fabo, then everybody kind of like chiming in, and her trying to make a decision about what she wants to do and how she wants to handle it. But y'all, we see our girl Shay. She's going over to her mom's house, and you know, it's good to see Shay and her mom. They're sitting down, they're having a conversation, and they're talking about what are the plans moving forward in Shay's life, and how Shay sees her life going. Now, Shay says she's not going to be single forever. She does want to date, and I can completely understand that. And just her, like I said, having this conversation with her mom, and them talking and really seeing how their relationship has developed and grown, and just the understanding that, you know, it took time for them to get to this place and have this moment and have this conversation. And then, baby, we get a knock at the door, and it is Shay's brother, MJ. And of course, MJ is coming through with the swag and looking good. And, MJ tells Shay, he wants to talk to her because the last time they seen each other, things just weren't right. Things just didn't go too well. And baby, it's very interesting to see, but it is what makes family. Like sometimes things happen, there's misunderstandings, but as long as we can communicate, talk, and work things out, I think that it's like a very, very beautiful thing. And of course, we know Shay and her brother love each other, so I just know this is love, love, love. And then y'all, we get into our girl Shay sharing that she gonna have a girls' night with her and some of the ladies, and they gonna go out. And baby, it's very interesting because Shay says, you know, she's gonna invite Amara and her and Amara, since her and Amara made back up online and they've been cool, baby. And why did she say that? Because then next thing y'all know MJ used to date Amara and they were in a relationship, and there was a lot of things going on, and y'all can always go and catch up. But MJ says he wants Amara back. He wants to give him and Amara a second chance. And honestly, I find this quite interesting because guess what? Shay mother is here for it, baby. And Shay's just like, you know, they just made back up. They just got back cool. They became back friends. Now here you go trying to date. Nah, we've already been down this road. Do we really want to go down it again? Baby, it's the tea already. It's just giving the tea already in the opening scene. But like I said, y'all, this is just a beautiful moment we get to see between Shay, her mom, and her brother. And baby, y'all already know things only are finna get more and more juicier. So y'all, we finna go ahead and get into our next scene. So in our next scene, you guys, it is our girl Eliza. And of course, Eliza is pregnant, and baby, Eliza looking good. I'm not gonna lie. She look real good. She thick. She real fit. And then, baby, of course, our girl Eliza has invited her cousin over. And, baby, she said she wants, to sit down, do some vision boards, and, just talk, have conversation, and catch up. And, baby, this is the tea. Okay, Eliza got the snacks out. Maybe she got the water, the refreshments. And so, while they're in the kitchen, they're talking. Of course, they're talking about Eliza's turkey drive and everything that happened. And when she made the announcement about her being pregnant, and just all other types of teas. And Eliza, as you can tell, is close with her cousin because her cousin is just being very raw with her and honest with her. And Eliza is honestly taking it with open ears and just listening and receiving it well. And baby, as we see Eliza and her cousin go back into the living room, and they get on the floor, baby, and they get into doing these vision boards. But while they're doing the vision boards, baby, we start to get into the conversations. We start to get into the talks. And baby, Eliza's cousin asks her, so why on her vision board does she have second chances? And of course, Eliza says, her being pregnant is a second chance to, get things right, do things right. Because Eliza already has a daughter, and their relationship, as you know, has its ups and downs, ebbs and flows, just like every mother and daughter, I think. And it's a natural thing. But as they are having a conversation and they are talking, um, you know, her cousin is asking questions and trying to get information and tea because, the family want to know, like, what's going on, like, how you gonna tell your daughter, how you gonna explain it to her, and let her know. And also, like, you know, you didn't handle well when she told you she was pregnant, so how do you think she's going to handle about you being pregnant? And these are very sensible, reasonable questions, I think. Eliza's cousin is asking, and I think she's just trying to get Eliza prepared for, hey, these conversations you're going to have, these talks that you're going to have with her are going to be real, they're going to be raw, they're going to have to be honest, and they have to be very snip, 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 real cut, real raw. And it's just good to see, Eliza in good spirits, in good energy, in good vibes, and just, working on her future plans. and moving towards the future. Y'all, it's a very beautiful scene and a very beautiful moment, I will say. And y'all, after this scene, we get into our next scene, baby. So, like I said, y'all, we get into our next scene, and y'all, in our next scene, it is Marlon. And baby, it's Marlon. He at the bar, and Marlon, has said, Flo got her a little new boy toy. He ain't really worried about that. He knows that she's only doing it to try to make him jealous, but he says he's done. He's moved on, and he got, his old thing back. He went back and bust the block, spent the block, okay? And he says he's very happy and that she makes him happy. And then y'all, we actually get to meet the young lady. Her name is Vicky. And come to find out, she's to work at an establishment that Marlon used to attend. And Marlon says that he was cheating and messing around on Vic on Flo with Vicky while they were married and after that. And then he said he called it off last year and got back with her now because he see Flo don't want to get back with him. But that's a lot. That's a lot to go through. Those are a lot of emotions and wives and waves to ride. But hey, if that's the way to go. That's the way to be. I mean, baby, let it hang, let it bang. Let it hang, let it bang. Uh-huh. And baby, Marlon feeling all on her, kissing all on her, baby. They having these real deep conversations at this table. It's giving juicy. It's giving, maybe she was the girl for me all along. But I do not know, y'all. Um, it's just giving a lot. But you know, they hug, they kiss, they go sit down at the table. Um, Marlon pulls her chair out. They have this very delicious, luxurious meal. And baby, they having, of course, themselves a good old drink and drink. And baby, it's just giving this a relationship with a couple. This the vibes we on. This the time we on. And I just think it's interesting to see, and it's more it's just very telling about that if would Marlon really be with this woman if Flo was like, I really want to be back with you, Marlon. It's like the questions you have to ask yourself before you be like, I don't know. But y'all, as we get into our next scene, it is our girl Pinky Doll, and of course our girl Pinky Doll, has not been having the best situations with some people in Miami. And baby, she getting into it with a lot of people. She just it's a lot happening. And I don't even necessarily think she's trying to get into it with people. I just think, new environment, new situations, new scenarios, things happening very fast. But you guys, our girl Pinky is going today to talk to one of the twins. And baby, you know, a little while back, Pinky Doll came in on one of the twins' performances and broke it up, getting on the mic and, letting the people know she was in the city. And baby, the twins weren't pleased about that. Then when they mom and then their mama was there, then the twin had already told their mama or gave their mama the tea about, Shriek's son and her sister messing around and about how she feels about their career. Baby, it is just a tea in a ball and a gag. But she's going to meet up with Pinky Doll, and I think it's actually good to see these ladies meet up because both of the young ladies are new artists and new into the music space and industry, and it's just good to see that even though what Pinky Doll did was not right, the fact that her and the twin could sit down and have a conversation and really just explain and express to one another like, hey, this is what was going on, this was happening. And I think I like it's not that I think that I like how Pinky Doll, which is expressing to the twin that, she's new here and she said she's not trying to like step on anybody's toes. She was just trying to introduce herself and put herself out there. She's like, I'm new here. I'm not from Miami. I'm not from it. And y'all, like I think it's just very telling and showing of like, yes, how things can really get misconstrued and how they can just easily have a very deep misunderstanding. And, the ladies actually sit down and they have, an apology. And it also makes Pinky Doll reflect on her relationship with her sister that she has back home. And y'all, it's just going to show that, with time, effort, and just like I said, conversation, things can be worked out because, you know, one twin saying, she's gonna accept it. She can't speak for her sister. She don't know how about for her sister, but maybe she can like set something up for her and Pinky Doll to talk and them to have an apology. Sickening, y'all, as we get into our next scene. So, y'all, we are in our next scene, and it is our girl Shay's event. And of course, our girl Shay has the girls doing something about the box. She has taken them country line dancing, Western country line dancing. And baby, it's our girl Amara and Zoe. And baby, the vibe is vibing. The ladies are having a good time. Amara is out on the floor, baby, getting the steps, getting it 1, 2, okay? Down. But as they are out and they're on the floor and they're having a good time and dancing, they do go and sit down. And baby, when they sit down at the table, our girl starts talking. And Amara says that she is so happy to see that Shay and Zoe have made back up. And Shay shares this because of Ching. And baby, next thing you know, Zoe just expresses how she feels, and she was like, she don't make a mess with Ching, and she goes into why she don't. And Shay was like, well, girl, can I mediate a sit down or something between y'all? And Zoe said, no, girl, I'm not interested. I don't want to do none of that. I ain't trying to get involved in none of that. And I was like, oh, okay, well, we see what the tease is here. And then, baby, while they're sitting down and they're talking and having conversations, and the ladies are just, like I said, catching up and having themselves a time, the next thing you know, we see Shay's brother get on Shades, and baby, he done made him a bop for the country western. And baby, it's performing it at the ladies' nights, and baby, it's for Amara, and baby, Amara is like, oh my god. I mean, the song is a hit. It's a bop. It's a bop. It's a vibe, and baby, she don't. Amara's like, okay, it's a lot to take in. We've been together a long time. And Shay's trying to figure out, like, brother, what are you doing? I told you I didn't want this to go on. I told you I didn't want the heart wants what the heart wants. And let me tell you something. Amara is rocking side to side to it. She getting down. You know, MJ performing. Gotta give it to MJ. He gonna do what he needs to do. Okay, Zoe cheering him on like they clapping him on. They cheering him on, baby. Come on. It take a real man to do something like that, baby. I live. And he comes to the table. He speaks to everybody. He's giving hugs. And Shay just looking like, really, MJ? Really? And then MJ turns to Amara and they start to have a conversation. They start talking. And then MJ asks Amara if he could pull her to the side. And baby, they are finna talk. Well, Amara is, you know, like she's like, I've been here. Me and MJ have dated. We'll have this conversation. I'm gonna talk to him because I do trust MJ. I want to hear him out, And it's just a very beautiful moment and scene to see because, even though they're exes, it just shows the respect level and accountability that both parties have for one another. And it's just good to see them have this moment and this one on one, I would say, due to a lot of other things that have already occurred from the past. And now that they are in present and future state, I think it's good that, they're able to have this conversation. She's hearing him out. And it just goes to show ain't no bad blood. It's all love. Per y'all, as we get into our next scene. So, baby, as we get into our next scene, it is our girl Eliza, and of course, Eliza is doing her holiday family photo shoot that she told her cousin about when they were doing their vision boards. And baby, everybody is looking nice in their PJs, and they are just taking pictures, and it's good vibes, good energy. And of course, Eliza is supposed to be breaking the news to her daughter today about her being pregnant and having a new addition to bring along to the family. And baby, she says she's nervous, but she's keeping a positive mindset like her mood board told her to. And, as they're taking the pictures, having a good time, we see Eliza talk to her other daughter while she is holding her granddaughter. And, Eliza is just taking it in, but she does share. She's like, by next time this year, there'll be a new addition to the family and they'll have to take a whole new set of pictures. But right now, she's just really worried about telling her daughter. And after she has a conversation with her youngest daughter, she then goes to her oldest daughter and they start to talk. And while they are talking, you know, Eliza just shares it. She's like, look, I'm pregnant. And her daughter's like, okay, wow. Okay. She's like, she was not taken back, but she was kind of just like, okay, mom. So that means we're going to have another sibling. Yes. Mm-mm. And she's excited. She's come to accept and appreciate you know the circumstance. And Eliza says she's so happy that her daughter's handling well. And but she does share with her that she's very concerned about her younger sister, because she says right now she's already just other baby. And it's just like, what do I but I understand, when you're used to getting the attention, then someone else comes along, it does do something to you. But I think everything's going to work out very well. And it actually did work out well for Eliza. And it turned out to be a very, very positive and great moment. And then, y'all, we move into our next scene. And it is our girl, Gael, and Gael is opening up her hookah and bar lounge. And baby, let's just say it's crowd packed from round the corner to round the corner, baby. Okay. And our girl Gael's trying to enjoy herself, have a good time. And then, baby, next thing you know, her sister shows up. And baby, she shows up with her new man. And baby, Gael and Flo get into it, and they go back and forth, and then they just separate from each other. And Flo goes one way, Gael goes the other. Flo says Gael is always, and it was a lot. It just was a lot. It was a lot of combustion, a lot of back and forth. So then, y'all, after all that came down and calmed down, we go inside. Gael and Flo are behind the bar. They're talking, having conversation. And then the next thing y'all know, Marlon and his new girl Vicky walk in, baby, and they matching all pink head to toe. And the next thing you know, baby, it ain't good, because then our girl Flo pops off from behind the bar, and then after Flo pops off, baby, Vicky pop off. After Vicky pop off, you know, it get crazy. Marlon then took off the shades. Flo man standing behind her. Baby, it's like a whole back and forth. Then she said, we can expose you, baby. I know all your business. I know all your dirt. I know all your tea. Let's talk about the man that you been cheating on Marlon with for years. They be dropping the bombs, okay? Dropping just the bombs. And it's like, girl, Wait, Vicky! You just got here. Wait, Vicky. We not ready yet. We not ready. Cause baby, it then turned the party out. It then turned the party into a whole thing. Cause guess what? Everybody stopped doing what they was doing, and they looking. And the next thing you know, it gets so heated. We drinks flying, baby, words exchange. It gets so bad. People getting wet inside of the establishment. They walking out. Vicky and Marlon then left. Flo outside with her man. Her man trying to figure out what's going on. He confronting her. She like, why you doing this right now? Why is you back? You supposed to be on my side. He trying to figure out like, wait, I'm trying to see what's up. I'm trying to see what's really going on. What's really getting put down. Cause I'm hearing new information and things being said, and you upset cause Marlon coming in. Baby, loving hip hop Miami. Want that old thing back. Okay. I see you. It's getting crazy. So, as we get into our next scene after all that crazy and wildness, it is our girl Shay. And y'all, Shay is going on a date. And baby, let's just say Shay looking good from head to toe, her pony, just giving a vibe. We out, we gonna see the beautiful ocean, we gonna be out in the sun. It's gonna be a vibe. And Shay's date name is Mike Nasty. And come to find out, you know, Mike, he got a couple businesses. He done been, a couple places. He has a child, and you know, he's been in relationships and in love and married before. And honestly, y'all, I'm liking the vibe between him and Shay. It's giving like we feel each other, we rocking with each other, and I'm liking it because you know, things you can tell are a little different. Shay's really just stepping out. She's trying something new. And I feel like Mike is the guy that, Shay has been looking for and ready to come into her life. And the fact that they are out on this beautiful date and he's really just getting to know her and allowing her to ask some questions. And he's being very honest and transparent with her. I think goes to show that, they're on the right foot, the right path. I mean, they're having a good time. He's making her laugh, he's making her smile. The conversation's just flowing. And I think it just goes to show that sometimes that you have to just step out of your comfort just to see, hey, am I going to like? What about this will I like? And honestly, she been smiling, having a good time. So I say, go Shay, keep Mr. Mike Nasty in your life, and see how you put that nasty in your life. Yeah, baby. Okay. And then y'all, we get into our next scene. And baby, we are back in the city of Miami, and it is our man Trick. And baby, he is hosting a soccer game, and baby, everybody's having a good time. With kickball, not soccer, y'all. Everybody having a good time. His son Jay is there. Of course, the twin, and of course, we see the other twin walks up, and she has brought along our girl Pinky Doll because Pinky says she is there to apologize and make things right. She says she don't want to have no issues or no problem. So while they are there and walking on the field, when Pinky sees Trick, she immediately walks over to Trick and apologizes to him and says, she is sorry about everything that happened, about her coming to the club during the twins' performances and interrupting. And her and Trick make up and they are cool. They dap it up, baby. Then um the other twin sees her twin. She's like, wait, what's this? What's going on here? And her twin tells her, look, me and Pink Dog, we had a conversation. She apologized to me. And, she wants to make everything right with everybody. And she wants to apologize. And the other one was like, yeah, I'm going to need that apology. And Pinky was like, oh, girl, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I'm going to need that apology. And it's like, This the attitude, it's the aggression, and baby, before you know it, things just do not end on a very, very positive note. And our girl Pinky walks off from the twins, and it's just like, why? Then y'all, that's how we close out episode 18. I mean, yeah, 18 of season 6 of Love and Hip Hop Miami. Want that old thing back? Y'all, Assassin family, comment, like, subscribe. And until next time, it's been your girl, Pretty Six Jar the Brand, aka Son Assassin. Bye.